how to read right property file, how to read the data from the property file, and how to use in our test cases. Right. There we have implemented a property util with a singleton. I have modified little bit. Right. Singleton class I have yesterday we have seen in previous class very only private constructor. So today we'll see what are the properties of singleton class. Right. If I want to generate one class as a singleton class, right? How to generate it? Right. It should have a private static variable of current class. Right. It should have a private static variable of current class. Right. And then it should have a private constructor. It should have private constructor. And then public static method which should return right, current class, which should return current class. Right. These are the basic thumb lines for the singleton class. What is singleton class? We already know. Right. Suppose I have a employee class. Right. I have to allow at any point of time only one object. Suppose if multiple times we can call, it should return only one object only. Right. At any point of time, we should return only one object only. Right. Suppose I want to make it as employee as a singleton class. Right. Employee as a singleton class. Now first rule is what? Private static employee. Right. Private class employee. We can create a variable. Right. Private static variable of the current class. And the private constructor. If we create private constructor, no one will allow to create the object. It will not allow. If we create a private constructor, it will not allow to create a constructor, right? I cannot create like object employee equal to something new employee. I cannot create right object. It will not allow because we have a private constructor. Next one is how to get an object by using public static right public static method which should return the object current class object. Suppose public static it should return current class object something method name get instance. So then here what we will do? Here we will write a simply suppose if employee is null. First time whenever we will try to call this method, object is null. Right. On top we have created private static employee. Right. It is null. It is not initialized. Just a variable. Right. First time it is null. In first time what we will do? We will create the object of it. New employee. Suppose again someone called again this method, get instance method. Right. What will happen? We will return in the else block. That means already we have a object just return employee. Right. Return employee. That's it. Right. By using these three, right, we can achieve right a singleton class. Right. Similarly, here I have created property util for this singleton class. How to create private static variable of the current class and then private constructor and then one public static thread. This is to avoid threading. If multiple threads at the same time came, to avoid the creation of two instances. Right. Sometimes threading, if you execute parallelly our test cases, what will happen? There is a chance of creating two instances. So to avoid that one, synchronized also we can use. Public static synchronized, return the current class object, get instance. Right. If instance equal to null, create the object, else return it. If already exists, return. Right. Here we need to load the property. Basically, we have written this class to load the properties. Right. We no need to follow singleton, but just I want to explain that in interviews also they may ask that where what design patterns you have used. This is one of the design patterns to load the properties that we have. In the private constructor, just I have loaded the our properties object. Right, created object for properties, and then there is a one more method load properties. Right, yesterday we have seen this. Right, by using the file input string, right, we can load. What where is our path of the file we have given, and then load by using file input string. Right, yesterday we discussed the details about it. Properties dot load, it will load the properties into the properties. By using that property, we can get. Now, how to read this property? Again, for this, what we have done, we have created one more abstract class, right? Abstract class, and then here we have written one protected method, get property. Here we have, if I want to call object of, right, I want this property, right? How to call this? First, I have to create the object. Property util dot get instance. This is a static method directly we can call on the class. That property util dot get instance dot load. First thing is we have to load the properties. Right. First thing we have to load the properties. Right. Where to load? One time I have to load. One time we want to load means before suit. Property util dot get instance dot load properties. Right. If you call in the before suit, it will execute only one time. Right. It will load the properties and then store it in the properties object. Next time onwards, we can get data from this by using get property. How to read this property? Again, property util dot get instance dot get property. And we are calling multiple times get instance, but it will create a object of property util only one time only. In the abstract class, property util dot get instance dot get property. Right? We have extended this abstract class in our base page based. Right? Yesterday we discussed why we have created this, what is the advantage of it. Right. Then in our text class, right, here URL, right, get property. In the base, right, this is a child class, extends base test. Base test extend update. Right, automatically we will get parent class methods in the child class. So in the login text directly we can call get property of what is the key I want? Same key, whatever we have given in the property file. If you pass the key, it will get the value. Right. Here we have used the right one is the oops concepts. What oops concepts we have used? Inheritance. Right. Single level inheritance, multi-level inheritance. And then we have used in the base phase right polymorphism method of overloading. Right, and then abstraction, abstract class. Right, then, as I told you, today we will see about the cross-browser testing, right? How to do the cross-browser and the parallel testing, right? What are the issues, right? We will get and how to resolve those things, right? But for that quickly, okay. Anyway, we have written simple login method, right? Cross-browser means what? Cross-browser testing means what? I want same test case. I want to execute on different browsers, right? Firefox, Chrome, Edge, right? Because in real time, what will happen? Suppose some company developed application, right? End users like us, right? We will open whether in Chrome or Firefox, we don't know, right? Any browser can open it. Whatever browser they have, they will open from the application. It should open properly in all the browsers. Right. So sometimes in the right we have to test it in all the browsers whether the application is working correctly or not. Right, to achieve cross-browser testing, right, just I will create one more TestNG form. Okay, fine. Cross-browser. Suppose here we are executing Chrome. So simply what we will do, we can copy paste same. We have right file, right? First class, right in the I think second class base test. What we have created? Chrome. What is the names we have given? Chrome, Firefox, Edge. Right, if conditions we have. Same names we have to pass here in the cross browser. Chrome, Firefox, Edge. Right. Now if you run it, right, it will run. But here the one problem is there. Right, we copy pasted, we forget to change something. Right, so we will get some issue. Right, we'll see what it is. Two test cases in the suit file cannot have same name. Right, here this is the name. It should be always unique one. We have to do the unique name for the test. So here we have to give Chrome. Right, it should be unique, so we can give some extra page. Okay, fine. Okay, we have written a simple login method. It will open first Chrome and just enter and click on it. Right, next, mm, it is open in Chrome. Three are opened in the Chrome. That means we have done some mistake in our code. Right, all are opened in the Chrome only. Right now, see it is got passed, but all are executed in the Chrome only. But some mistake we have done. Right. That means while creating the object, driver object, we have something we have done mistake. Right. If I want to see what is the mistake, right, just we can keep it one debug point. We can keep it debug point here. That is just run in the debug mode. Right. Very important debugging this. Right. Then only we can identify the issues. Now first we will verify whether this browser is coming or not. First we will verify here correctly we have given right. Edge, Firefox, Chrome. Okay, fine. Right now F6. Here it is coming correctly. Let's see, but it did not went here. Correct? Here it did not went inside because it is executing default one. Why? Because we are passing the string, we are comparing with the double equal. That is a mistake. Right? That is a mistake we have done. So to compare the what will happen if I use a double equal? Right, famous interview question. This is also. It will compare memory addresses, not the content of it. Not the content of it. That's why what is happening? Memory address of both right is different. That's why it is giving. It is not executing. So we have to use always first string comparison. We have to use always equals. Right, that is the mistake we have done. Always for string comparison, we must use the equals method only. Right, fine. Okay. Close. Okay, now try to execute it. Right, once first time executed, right, we no need to every time right click run as test execute. We no need every time. First time we have to execute it. Second time onwards on top we have a run and debug. Right, we can run it directly. Here it will come. Right, which suite file we want to run. Right, cross browser. Just click on it. Only first time we can right click run as test execute. Second time onwards directly on from top we can execute. Okay, fine. Now it is opening the Firefox. I think Firefox will take little time. Let's see what is happening. It is taking some time, but we don't know what is happening here. Right. That's why we have to use the loggers concept. We will see that out. All right. Some next classes. Right. If we implement loggers, what will happen? It will show us what is going on. Right. So that we can understand it. Right. Now we are unable to understand what is going here. Right. Where it is stuck. Right. We don't. Firefox sometime, right? It will take some time, or we have to first time it will take it will give some issues Firefox. Okay, slowly I think it is starting very slowly. Right, it is starting. Okay, fine, it's done. Then next one is the edge. See, if I execute now cross-browser execution, we have achieved. But if we execute sequential, we are executing sequentially. Now see how much time it took. Just a simple text case. It took a lot of time, right? At least 1 minute it took. Right. Within 10 seconds, we have to execute these test cases. But it took 1 minute. Right. So, and this is the cross browser. Just to achieve our functionality, we are testing on the different browsers. Right. That is cross browser test. But I want to execute in parallel to save the time. Right. If we execute sequentially, what will happen? It is taking a lot of time. Right. If we are executing only three, it took at least 1 minute. Suppose if we have 100 test cases, right? Maybe it will take 2 hours. Right. Someone will ask your manager, right? It is take more time. Can you please check how to reduce the time of execution? Right. Then we will do the parallel test. Right. Instead of sequential parallel, we will do. How to execute that parallel? Right. Lot of people what first they will tell in the TestNG file. Keep what we have to keep. There is a attributes parallel, and then one more is thread. Right. Here, what to keep it? Right. What to keep it here? In the suit tag parallel. Right. Either we can keep it as a methods. Right. What will happen if I keep methods thread count? How many threads? That means how many browsers we want to open parallel. Right. Thread count means how many threads we want. Suppose to. In local, mostly keep it either 2 or 3. Right. That's it. Not more than that. Otherwise, what will happen? Right, based on our RAM is if it is the RAM is very less, suppose 8 GB RAM, right? It will struck our test cases, so nothing will achieve. Right, based on our system RAM and the memory, we have to. Right, in the companies, they will provide separate systems. We can execute up to 10, right? 5 or 10. Those will execute. Right. Now, what I have given parallel methods. What will happen if I give parallel methods? Right. Now, right. Just we will see what will exist. You will understand. Right. So that you will understand. Suppose I have given parallel methods, count 3. Is it executed parallelly or not? See, only one Chrome is executed. That's it. One by one only it is executed. Right? Because why it is happening one by one? Right. This is also we have to understand this. Right. First, what we have? Right. Suppose here we have a login test. Right. Admin test. Suppose we are giving some test cases. Right. Here only currently we have what our scenario is. We have only one test case. Right. One test case. I am giving parallel equal to methods. Right, and thread count is 3. Suppose thread count equal to 3 we are giving. That means we are thinking these 3 will execute at a time. But it will not happen like that. What will happen? First it will take this login test. Right. In the first test tag it will take. First test tag it will take. Login test. Right. Here only one is there. Right. Here only one. Simple one test case is there. That's why it is triggered only one. Suppose the login test has two test cases, right? Two test cases. It will execute two test cases at a time, right? How to achieve it? Suppose I will, right? I will do it. One more test, same test case. I will copy paste. Suppose login has a two test cases. Okay, login has two test cases. Now, if I run it, we have given three. That means up to three threads it can execute. Currently, how many it has login test? Two test cases it has. It has a two methods. Right? See, now two browsers are open. Right now, two browsers are open. Right? That means what will happen whenever we will give methods? It will execute parallelly first test tag test cases. Right. Then second test case test case. Then the next line by line it will go and execute parallelly. Not right all execute parallelly. It will execute the first test case test methods parallelly. Let's say Edge browser, two are open. Right. That means if we have a test cases, then only it will execute parallel. Right. Currently we have two. We have given three, but still only we have two. Right. Two executed parallel. That is the methods. Right. That is the concept of methods. Suppose if I give text, parallel method, either method or test. Right. Parallel text if I give, what will happen? Count is three. That means it will take one from here. Right. It will take one from here. It will take one from here. We have three test tags. It will take one, two, three. That means it will take Chrome, Firefox, Edge at a time. It will open three. Again, those three completed. Again, it will open again because we have two test cases, right? It will take one from here. It will take one from here. It will take one from here. Right? We will see that. That we have to understand this concept sometimes in interview, right? They will go deep in this. Sometimes they will not ask anything. Right? Whenever we want to implement a framework, we should understand these concepts. Right? Parallel, very important concept is one pair. Right now, what happened? See, we got one more issue. Right? I will tell you that. Right? It is opening Chrome, Edge, Firefox, anyway, a little bit slow. Right. See, here we did not get any issue, but in the previous execution, see, drivers are not closed. Right. If I keep methods, suppose we'll go by methods. Right. While executing the parallel, right, we will get some issues. That means if your driver object is not creating properly, it will not close. That means one test steps will execute by another driver. Right. Threads we have to create properly in the while executing the right. This is not the only one step. While executing the right important question they will ask. What are the things we need to take care while executing test cases in the parallel? Right. This is not a, this is a simple thing. Everyone can do it. But what are the things we have to take care right while executing parallel? Suppose see these are all failed because that is due to driver object is not creating. But what is happening? One thread is closing another thread. Right? One thread is closing another browser. Because of that, what is happening? It is failing the test cases. Right? See, still these are all not closed. These are all not closed properly. Then how to? This is the main problem in the while executing the parallel. Right? One thread will close, another thread is tense. Right? It don't know. This is my thread or another thread. It don't know driver. We are creating simply driver. But what is happening? One driver is closing another driver. And because of that, what is happening? It is not closing properly. Right? We are getting issues. This is the biggest problem while executing in the parallel. If we execute sequential, we will not get this issue. Only in the parallel we will get. Then how to resolve this issue? Right. How to resolve this? Right. To resolve this issue, right, we have to use the concept of a thread locker. There is a concept called thread locker. What it will do? Thread locker. That means whenever creating a driver, we can use thread local for not only driver, anything, any object. For string object, I want to make it as a thread local. I want to make it as an employee as a thread local. We can create thread local object. Now, what is the advantage of it if we create like that? The advantage is it will make sure that each thread will have separate instance of driver. Separate instance of driver. It will not collide one driver with another, one thread with another. Right? It will make sure that it will execute one thread. Right? A thread local will make sure that each thread executing its separate space. It will create separate space for each thread. Right? So that what will happen? It will without affecting another thread. It will execute neatly. Right? It will execute steps clearly and closes the browser without interrupting other threads. That is the advantage of a thread lock. That we have to create object of it, new thread local. After creating what we have to do, right, I will remove this driver from here. Right, thread local object. After once we create right, a driver, after creating here we will give driver. Okay. Once creating after creating the driver, we have to set that driver in the thread object. Right? We have created thread local object, right? TH. Set in that TH. Set in that driver. Right. Then in the get driver, what we have to do? Dot get. We have to from the thread only we need to get it. Right. Everywhere we have to get it right. Get driver. Use the get driver method so that it will make sure that it will get from thread object only driver. Right here also. everything we need to, once after setting in the thread, we have to get it from the thread download. Right, simple change. We have done only simple change, but it will make it right big. It will resolve the big issue. Right. Now it will make sure that each thread will be executing its own space. It will not interrupt another. Right. Let's see. We'll execute again. We'll see how it is executed. Okay. We are executing. Now we are executing methods as a here two test cases are first Chrome. It is opened executed. Now Firefox is executing. Now Edge two instances. Right. Right. Now if we observe, see, all we got passed without any issues. Right. That is how to resolve the thread. Whenever right, someone will ask, right, how to execute a thread, right, a parallel, right, what type of issues you have faced, right. That is everyone will tell, right. Other than this, nothing, no one will know what to do. Right, I have taken around hundreds of interviews. Only 10 people maybe know that. Right, lot of people just don't know about it. And they will tell only parallel methods. Thread on keep it here, run it. It will execute parallel. But what there will be some issues will be there. This is not the only thing we need. We need to take care thread creation also. Right, we need to right driver creation should be unique one. Each object should be unique. Right. To achieve that one, we have to use the thread local. Otherwise, what will happen? One thread will collide with another thread. To make sure each thread has an independent space to execute, we have to use the thread local. Right. That is the advantage of here using thread local. So now we right everything is executed fine. Right. This is the how we can achieve parallel testing and cross browser testing. Right. Parallel and cross browser. Right, fine. If you have anyone have anything doubts, right, you can ask. Right, if you don't have, right, we'll meet on Monday, that Monday 9:30, same time. Right, please go through it, all the right links, right, training videos. If anyone not seen previously, please go through it. Please practice every day so that then only you will get it. Right. Otherwise, right, there is no use of joining. You have to practice. Right, yeah, thanks for joining. Please comment and write just like the video, the YouTube, I will share it. All right, thanks for joining. Thank you very much. Joining the call.
I just had one doubt.
Yes, your voice is very low. Could you speak louder?
Mm, till now, how many sessions are completed? I hope it is the fourth session, right?
Right, four sessions we have completed.
Okay. I can
The
find the
first
previous
one is the
session.
setup. First one is setup, and second one is the we have started with the drivers creation. Right, how to create the base test, the base page. Right, and next class we have seen that property file reading. Now today we have seen this. Right now I have to tell take 1 hour and I have to complete lot of things, but right people are not showing interest. So it is going very slow.
Sure, I'll go through all the training sessions on your channel.
Right, thanks for that. Yeah, thank you. Just a
Okay.
comment, just a like and comment it, right? So that it will reach to multiple people.
Sure.
Right, thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for joining everyone. Thank you.